Searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, because eyes so bright.
Welcome back for another episode of Scheananigans. We're back in New York. I've got my husband Brock on the co-host mic. We've got Summer Moon in the studio watching. I wanted her to see kind of a little bit more of what mommy does for work.
I mean, she can
When
see.
I asked her recently, she said, well, mommy signs books and daddy works.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Pretty simple.
But I have to say, I've been really looking forward to today's episode because our guest is someone I deeply admire both on and off camera. It's so much fun at BravoCon. She is also a New York Times best-selling author, an entrepreneur, yes, a dedicated mom, a bold truth teller, and an advocate for so many women and men who see themselves in her story. So from faith to family to finding her voice, she has shown what it looks like to rebuild your life on your own terms. You know her from the Emmy-nominated Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but she's also doing truly groundbreaking work as a creator and executive producer, which is so exciting, of the new docuseries Surviving Mormonism. It is on Peacock. If you haven't watched it, it is only 3 parts. Check it out. It's an easy binge. And just bringing visibility, honesty, and humanity to stories that have been silenced for far too long. So thank you for joining us today, Heather Gay.
Thank you for that raving introduction. It's so nice to hear. And like, even you talking about it and saying it, like it's like the first time I'm hearing those things like announced about me, because it's always been Salt Lake City Housewives, which has been the reason I've been able to do anything else.
Right, but it's so nice when you're recognized for other things. I'm like, I don't want to be Scheana from Vanderpump Rules for the rest of my life.
Right.
Like, I do other things.
Right.
But I'm so excited to have
Thanks
you on.
for
I've been
having
wanting
me.
to have you on ever since I've been watching, and we're finally doing it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, especially now with all your extra work. It hit close to home for me, so I asked if I can, if I'm in New York, can I jump on the pod with you guys?
Yeah.
So,
Or if you were in LA, I was going to have you jump on too. Or
either way.
fly to
I
Salt
want you to
Lake.
jump
I wanna
on.
get involved because
Either way.
I feel like your story, we can jump to it, but your story just speaks to a lot of people that have struggled with it, including my mom. Like when I watched it, I thought about all my family members, and we can get into it later on, but just thank you very much for...
Oh, we're going to get into all of it.
For being a voice for them, or for trying to put their thoughts or their feelings into words.
Yeah.
That's what I realized when I was watching. I was like, this is what, like,
Yeah.
and all my family come and gone, like we all surrounded. We're like, wait, this is it. This is what we're looking for. So thank you for that.
I'm
off
so
the bat.
glad. It means so much to me that you're here. This is going to be great. This was like the connection. There's so much crossover in the Bravo universe, and some of it's like just because you connect with certain people, and some of it's because your lives cross paths. But I just felt like this was like kind of a remarkable full circle moment. Like we were talking in the Sprinter van, and just like for me to do this doc, and then to have your husband also have in many ways survived Mormonism.
Yes.
Is really cool. And so I'm glad that we can talk about it and bring light to stories that
Totally.
in this format and platform would never really be touched on. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. And thanks for doing it.
Of
it means
course.
A lot to me.
It worked out. We're both in New York,
Yeah.
same time. We're here for a little family vacation and ice skating trip. Did you film the reunion yet?
We filmed the reunion 3 days ago.
Okay, and you
or 3 days
survived.
Before I survived, and then I did the reality hot seat NFL.
Oh, that's right.
Sunday Night Football.
Yes.
Which was like the coolest thing ever. And then I'm doing Watch What Happens Live tonight.
Fun.
So like, Scheana, thank you for getting me in.
No,
And it's
thank
just,
you.
like, what do you call it? Like round robin, grand slam,
Yeah, right?
whatever it is, doing
Just
it
knocking
all.
them
so
out.
this worked out great.
Fun.
I'm really happy.
Well, I love it. So, yeah, we recently watched the doc, and I've just been so excited to sit down with you and talk about it. So for anyone who's listening who hasn't watched yet, 3-part docuseries, like I said, on Peacock, and it explores the hidden and really heartbreaking realities inside the Mormon church. Everything from systemic abuse and silencing of victims to pressures of compliance, obedience, and image that shapes entire families and communities. It follows, how many people is it exactly?
It follows the stories, like specifically.
It's like 3 people,
stories,
right?
Yeah.
So the first episode, I felt like it was really focused on you, and the second one, your friend, the third one, the sisters.
Yep.
But it is literally these incredibly brave survivors who have finally shared their stories, many of them for the first time. It pulls back the curtain to show how these institutions can enable harm while discouraging accountability. And it is very powerful. It's very emotional. And it's honestly just really eye-opening in ways that I don't think we were prepared for. I know my friend was watching it and she was like, I had to take a break from it because, I mean, it is. It's
Yeah.
It is, it's heavy.
It is, and it's like rolling out right after Salt Lake City Housewives episode.
Right.
So it's like we're like on a yacht screaming and like freaking out, and then it like rolls right into
in your
like
head.
yeah, exactly. And it definitely is a huge pivot from anything I've ever done before, but it's also in many ways just like the same story that I've been telling, Bad Mormon, but just in a way that highlights I think what you just said, like the ways that the institution has like created this culture that has created so many stories. And it's not really about me as much as about like just sharing other people's experiences in a way that hopefully people resonate with and have more insight into why Salt Lake City Housewives are so crazy.
Yeah.
And two, what systems have not been examined yet by the general public and what, changes could be made to make it a safer environment for everyone.
Yeah. Where did the idea for Surviving Mormonism come from? Like, was there a moment you realized this story just needs to be told and you weren't afraid to tell it?
I mean, the whole idea came when I did the book tour. And I mean, and doing your book tour, like people resonate to certain parts of your story that you didn't even realize would be what they really hooked on to. And the book had such a huge impact around the world. And like everywhere I went, people were like sharing their stories over and over that I started to realize that there was one power in sharing my own story because writing the book helped me so much. And then I also just had the experience of hearing everyone else's experiences and thinking this platform can be used to shine a light on all of this instead of it just like being in my DMs, like let's see what we can do. And I was completely inspired by Leah Remini and her series on Scientology. I mean, she was like, a funny, normal person that was just like shining light on something that she had access to and had experienced. And so I was inspired by her, and I thought if there was a world where I could do this, I wanted to. So it's been kind of a passion project for me for 4 years.
That's awesome.
So to finally get it made and to finally EP on it was like huge for me. I'm really, really proud of it. So thank you.
You should be. I mean, just when we
it.
first started watching the first episode the other night, and I mean, you were just so well spoken. And I've noticed this just from like our casual conversations, but just like the way you ask questions and you just are very engaging. And it's like such an easy watch for that part. Like just with you, I thought you were great. And he kept saying that too. He was just like, wait, she's really good at this.
It was just really easy to understand the feeling that you were going through, and you were very open about it. And then talking through it, I think because you lived it.
Yeah.
You lived it. And then the people that can connect with you also have lived it, but have had trouble trying to make sense of it all, because when you go look for help, when there's outside pressure, or when you go to the church and you look within for the support you need, you're not going to get that reassurance at all. You're going to get, dismissed, pushed aside, and then told to, focus in. So everything you were saying was like, I can't wait for my mum to watch this. And then I know my cousins, we've all outside of the church now, and so we always have a joke about the church, but watching the documentary kind of like made me want to reach out to all my cousins, like, you guys got to watch this, because it puts all of our side crazy conversations like the church and all this, like, oh, here we go. It puts it into perspective, and it really kind of highlights the light. So yeah, that's kind of
that is incredibly like important for me to hear. And I think it's true. It's like it's the first time like we're really talking about it, because when you're in the church, you get advice from people within the church, you get instruction from people within the church. You don't get objective people listening to your experience and saying, that's kind of messed up. We don't have anybody to tell us that what our world is messed up. And so now that we're like adults and we've left, or like we're able to look at it, it's really for many the first time that we're talking about it objectively, like with perspective.
Yeah. Were you scared to bring this project into the world, just knowing how powerful the church is and you know how much pushback you could face? Because you said that you got sued over just putting the word Mormon in your book title,
I mean,
right?
they challenged me like putting the word Mormon on mugs and sweatshirts, and I couldn't like sell bad Mormon merch. I had to like give it all away, and
oh, what a bummer.
And I know. Well,
It's okay.
it's, you know, now it's like on Etsy.
Right?
So I just think that I knew that they policed their brand and their image religiously. And so, I mean, no pun intended, but I felt fear mostly from it, not from the church, because the church is nice. Mormons are nice. I felt fear from hurting the feelings of people who don't want to know this part of the church, who don't want to hear it, who are in their lives very much in a Mormon bubble of security and happiness, and this is something that they don't want any idea that is going on. And so I just felt scared that I was going to like create more divide between, you know, my childhood friends and my family that I love, but that were estranged because of, you know, projects like this and being outspoken about the church. But the church itself, like, I'm not afraid of them because I feel like the victims and these survivors, the church should be afraid of not caring for them. You know what I mean? And hearing their voices, like no one's going to take the church down. You know, that's not like the goal here. The goal is just to like make people aware that things could be changed and that the institution is using its power, its kindness, and its image, and its actual followers to perpetuate, you know, cover-ups. Yeah. Because you cannot break a valiant Mormon.
No.
Would you agree?
No, you can't. It's just kind of like the principle: family is forever. Like that's the key one, and that's what I got to take out of having that as a religion growing up, being born into the church, raised into it. My parents, I think, we're third generation. Yeah. So, and then you're in these communities where it is safe. And you go hang out with your friends down the street because everyone's in this whole thing. You're in it together. And so it's that's why listening to the same perspective but articulated differently, it's so incredible.
You mentioned estrangement. How would you say your success with the docuseries opened? Did it open any doors for like any reconciliation with family members, or did it make the estrangement deeper? You never know.
No, I mean, I have a brother that was like trying to sue. I have no one in my family has acknowledged it or talked about it. That's kind of the way we do. You know, we just pretend it doesn't exist and we push it aside and you know, roll forward with faith. So I don't know if it'll deepen the divide, but I know that the response from the viewers and from the community outside of the Mormon church has been incredible.
That's awesome.
You know, we say ex-Mormons, but like it's really hard to ever be ex anything. You know what I mean? When you've been raised in it. So I think that the outpouring of support and like appreciation of the show has been really, really rewarding.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, one ex, you do have an ex-husband.
Yes.
Is he still involved in the church?
He is, yes.
Gotcha. What about your daughters?
They're all completely clean and free. We test them every 90 days, and they are still clean and free. Nothing going back. One's at U Miami, you know, sorority life, crazy. One's at U Tampa, just experiencing like life outside of Utah.
Nice.
And my oldest daughter lives in New York.
Fun.
So
good. So you get to see her.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
really fun.
If any one of them wanted to marry someone deeply rooted in the church or return to Mormonism, how would that sit with you?
It would break my heart.
Yeah.
It would break my heart.
Yeah.
It would break my heart because it's a false promise of equal partnership, but you have no power, you have no control, and the man is the head of the household, and marriage is an accessory to his salvation, not to yours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, how do you feel? I mean,
I grew up with that with my mom. So we're the youngest of 5, and then my mom dealt with that the whole relationship with my dad, and then with the church involved, and they were very much involved, and then through his misdemeanors and everything, my mom had to always turn up, keep the family together, and it was always felt like that. So it's really a shame that it's gone that route with it all. But
When you say misdemeanors.
Well, just kind of like playing up. He had affairs. He got himself into. I've never asked
Misdemeanor
questions.
just sounds like
criminal record.
yes.
Yeah, like with all this mischievous things,
just-
like all the
just
things
the
he did
wizard
wrong.
behind-
My
yeah.
mom just covers up
My mom,
and puts on the brave
she
face.
ate it. I'm the youngest of 5, so through all my brothers and sisters, and then enough. Finally, when I was 2, she kind of was like, "Look, this isn't it." And we were the black sheep of our whole community. You know, my older two brothers were getting into trouble all the time, and then I think for our family, the straw that broke the camel's back was my older sister, Alina, who's now 20 years sober. But when she came out gay,
Oh yeah.
my grandma and half my family had a problem with that.
sure.
That was for me at 14 years old, realizing like, wait, you families forever? What happened to, this? But it's only dependent on if you follow the rules.
Yeah, there is no allotment for anything outside of the normal. We don't acknowledge transgender, homosexuality. We know that these things exist, but we believe that they go away when you get to heaven.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I get my finger back.
Yeah, he gets his finger back. He'll be fully restored, and if he was gay, he'd be fully straight.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. That is just wild.
It's like, keep the finger. I don't want to change.
Literally.
Yeah.
Would you say that your sister coming out is the reason that your family like officially stepped away from the church? Like, does your mom still go?
No, my mom still holds on to it. It's
Wow.
her faith,
Yeah.
and she really, but obviously not being going to the church every weekend, going to sacrament or partaking in that, it kind of allows her enough separation from it. But I know she still yearns for that because that's all she knew of. And that's what she was saying. Like it's
Especially
to
that
cut ties.
generation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think for her, she just tries to see the light in it, and she's made her bed with this, so she kind of has to work through that. And I hope that she is happier, and I hope that everybody is,
Yeah, I do
especially
too.
with following and like being motivated and empowering from your story.
Yeah.
I think there was a part in the documentary where you were kind of like, "Why me? Like, why am I in charge of this?"
No, literally, when you said that, it was so powerful because I can feel that way at times too. I think anyone in the reality TV space where you're like, I'm just an idiot housewife. I was like, oh, but you're not. You're so much more than that. You're an advocate. You're an ally. And you're someone who has a voice. But it's easy to just feel like, oh, I'm just a reality star. But it's like, if you think about it, I think you said this the other day. He's like, honey, you're the celebrity to celebrities. It's like, I mean, A-list celebrities are watching our show. We are us on our show. We're not playing a character. So we have such a reach that so many people can relate to us.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I just wanted to give you a hug because I'm like, you are so much more than that.
And you mean so much
Thank
more to
you.
a lot of people. I think there's like 17 million people in that religion.
Wow.
Indoctrinated in it,
Crazy.
and half of them are females. So there's a lot there. So
What was the first moment you felt like something was off that just didn't sit right with you with the church?
I mean,
when they said no coffee,
yeah.
stop holding hands.
It's like, everything's always hard.
Yeah.
It's just like, you're like, oh, like, but you're surrounded by everyone living the exact same way and so happy that you're just like, I don't need coffee. I don't need alcohol. I don't need any of that because I have friends. I have happiness. I have the whole world at my feet. And so
Family
I think,
home evenings.
yeah, family home evenings, like everything is structured so that to really contain the human experience. We don't talk about like hopelessness or disappointment or addiction or, pain. It's just like, if you live this way, you will be happy, you will be together. And then all of a sudden you have a family member come out or your dad has an affair or the plan breaks down in some way. And instead of saying, oh, it's because it's impossible to live a perfect life just by a set of rules, we say you weren't living the rules enough, you weren't doing it enough, and like you weren't enough of a wife, you should be a better daughter. Like we always look inward to what we weren't doing to make Mormonism break. And the truth is like it's not built to survive. And so I think that it was always hard, but it always worked. It was really when I got divorced that I thought, holy crap, like I don't fit in anymore. Like I don't, like you're like this dangling puzzle piece. Like everyone is a family. Everyone is a unit. You don't go to church. It's just like, I knew no one that was divorced and thriving. Like if you're divorced, you get remarried immediately.
Yeah.
Because you can't get to heaven without a husband. So I can't just sit around like, I'm just going to be single the rest of my life. Like, if I want to get back into heaven, I need to find a man to take me to the temple and get me there.
Interesting. Yeah,
So
because
that's
a
when
few
it
of my
broke for
Mormon
me.
friends on their second marriage, it was very quick after the first.
Yeah, because it's all about the family. It's all about
Yeah.
marriage. So that would be the first time that I thought, okay, I don't want to be Mormon anymore because I can't be Mormon the right way. So I started drinking and sleeping around, and like I was devastated by the divorce. I was single for the first time in my life. I was a virgin when I got married, So like all of a sudden it's like, oh, it broke down for me. The program's not working. Now that I'm like falling off the cliff, I might as well like self-medicate.
May as well go. Full send.
Yeah, so that would be the first moment that I really,
Yeah.
And then I started to realize like something bigger came along, like the show, this life, like all these things. So like when you say your mom's still in, I get that. I probably would be too, because it's all we know. I had luckily something bigger come along and like kind of pull me out of it. And because of that, I feel, obligated to use this platform to like help others too.
It's helping. I'm trying. Yeah, it definitely is.
Did leaving the church impact your business at Beauty Lab and Laser?
It didn't, because we built the business. I started building the business when I was divorced. So everybody kind of knew that I wasn't the carbon copy.
The black sheep over here.
Yeah, it was the black sheep of it already. And we built the business with transparency and kind of honesty. And so we attracted customers that weren't worried about frequenting, a black sheep's business. But I did worry about it. My customers are Mormon, and I love them. And I love that business. Like, I built it, and it's been my lifeline. So you worry every move you make in Salt Lake City, you worry that you're going to offend people you love.
Yeah.
Because they love the church and they love being Mormon. And you don't want to take that from them, but I also don't want to disregard my friends who didn't love it and who were hurt by it.
Yeah.
And I want to say, well, their stories matter too. Even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it hurts your feelings, the stories of the people that it didn't work out for should be heard as well.
Yeah, definitely. Take a quick little break, check on this kid, and we'll be right back. All right, y'all. The holidays are here. I know it just comes up so quick. It's like it feels like it's so far away, and then it just creeps up on you. And here's why I want to talk to you again about Wayfair, because you can get what you need very fast with Wayfair. From beddings and linens to decor for literally every room of your house, like mine. I've got wall art in the bathroom, a full outdoor furniture set, a mirror, throw rugs. I mean, my office chair, like so many things I've gotten on Wayfair. And it is because Wayfair is your one-stop shop. If you have, maybe last minute guest prep that you need to do, you can refresh your guest room with bedding, throw pillows, accent chairs, all of that for way less. Also, if you're a parent like me, if you want to get a little refresh for your kids' room, get them really excited about the holidays, Wayfair is your go-to place for that. They have a huge selection of home items in every style, so it makes it easy to find gifts for literally everyone on your list. Every style, every home, no matter your space or budget. Wayfair makes it easy to tackle your home goals and gift lists with endless inspiration for every space and every budget. Fast and easy delivery, even on the big stuff, so you can get what you need when you need it. No more huge delivery fees for furniture. You can find all of your must-haves all in one convenient place. Get last-minute hosting essentials, gifts for all your loved ones, and decor to celebrate the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now and shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair. Every style, every home. And if something that you're looking for someone, is a little holiday present and you know that they love fashion, then you will love Revolve, because there are, oh my gosh, so many items on there. It can be almost overwhelming when you go onto the website, but they make it really easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for, because you can filter exactly what you want, the color, the size, the brand. So many of my favorite brands on there. They've got Free People, Lovers and Friends, Super Down, and so many more. So much that they have 1,200 plus brands, okay? And 100,000 styles across fashion, beauty, and home, from high-end to emerging and exclusive labels, the latest, most sought-after trends from all of the good brands, new arrivals daily, inclusive sizing options with options from extra, extra small to 4X. So whether it's a weekend away, a big night out, or a holiday party, your dream wardrobe is just one click away. Head to revolve.com/goodasgold, shop My Edit, and take 15% off your first order with code goodasgold. Fast 2-day shipping, easy returns. It's literally the only place you need to shop from. That's revolve.com/goodasgold to shop my favorites and get 15% off your first order with code goodasgold. Offer ends December 26th, so happy shopping.
She
If she's
sleeps like
asleep,
an
do you wanna
angel.
put-
I mean, how much cash flow do you think? Because I grew up in New Zealand, this place called Hamilton, and we had a temple right up the end of our street, so it was at the top of the hill, and so I kind of got the vibe. But when I watched the documentary, and then you go into the history of Mormonism to Utah and the creation of this city of, like, we had a town, you have a city and a state, but a city.
Yeah.
It must be so like this. It's just so much more.
Yeah, I mean, the
It's
wealth is
all-encompassing.
astounding. They estimate like 260 billion, and people are like, oh, it's a bit more than that. Like every time you say something, but like we have land in New Zealand, we have land in Australia, we have temples and real estate in every tiny, tiny branch of the world. I mean, a temple in New Zealand is crazy.
Templeville,
you know?
it was Church College of New Zealand. So we had our own high school church college for Mormon kids, boys and girls could go there. CCNZ. And I was about to go there, and then it shut down the year, my junior year. I was going to go to it.
Why did it get shut down? Do you know?
I think it was just funding, or I don't know. There was obviously, I did hear there was a lot of issues going on in there as well, behavioral with the students and everything.
Okay.
And then you always hear that. My cousins all went to it. I was going to go there, and then my plan was CCNZ and then BYU.
BYU, baby.
And then when I wanted to go to the college route, when I went to our bishop, he's like, I'm not writing you a recommendation.
Yeah, you can't get into the school unless the bishop writes you a letter, and like you have to follow all the rules.
You got to follow the
So
rules.
you were honest, and most people just lie.
Yeah, no, we also,
That's really
our
cool that
families
you're
grew up
honest.
together, and so our families grew up together, and then the bishop and their daughter, like, we used to like hang out often, so we kind of had a close family. But he's like, I'm not going to write you a recommendation.
bishop's
I was like,
daughter?
thanks, buddy. I realized that.
Keep-
I realized that, but yeah, that was one of my pathway when I first wanted to move to America. I was like, oh, we'll go to BYU.
Yeah, the
Let's
Mecca.
do it. And then yeah,
Wow.
luckily I dodged that bullet.
You did, and it worked out so much better.
Yeah, right? In the docuseries, you touch on the 3 levels of heaven in the Mormon church. What does that look like, and how does that concept impact the way that you think Mormons live their lives?
Well, I mean, I even talked about it like on Housewives, like trying to explain, like, we believe there's 3 levels of heaven, and like if you're just medium good, you get in this one. If you're, a little bit better, you get in the second level, and if you're perfect, you get into the 3rd level of heaven, which is really what heaven is. Wouldn't you say, like, we think that's
That's what heaven is.
The rest two are like mini hells.
There's also pros and cons, right? Because you can always descend and go see your friends if they're below you, but you can never ascend. You can never go up to see them up there.
Yeah, the ladder only goes down. So it's like they would tell you, like, you have to be perfect. So like you can go visit Brock down in the celestial world and be like, buddy, why couldn't you give up coffee? You could be up here with us, and we are the best things going.
And running around holding hands and drinking coffee and just.
Yeah, so
Wild.
it's and like the level of perfection of the celestial kingdom, which is heaven, is a life devoid of all sin, like no smoking, drinking, alcohol, bad thoughts. You give 10%
Bad
of your
thoughts?
incomes.
Like, you can control those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've intrusive thoughts on the regular. What level would you think Donnie and Marie would be on?
Donnie and Marie are going to the celestial kingdom. It doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah.
They are so pure and good and wonderful and funny. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
could you say a negative thing about Donnie and Marie
No.
Osmond?
No.
What about Jared?
Jared. Osmond. Jared, I feel like the last name might get him in. I mean, the church really does love the Osmonds. And Jared is working through it. You know, life is long. And the good thing is that we love men in the Mormon church. So if Jared just lifts a pinky and says he wants to change, they'll be like, you're in.
Well
Here's
done.
the
There
key.
you go. Here's
Here you
level.
go. We want you, baby. We want you. Yeah.
One thing I thought was interesting in the documentary was when you mentioned the church requires 10% tithing, even if a family member can barely afford food. That you should give your money to the church.
It was like a highlight reel of
Instead, like
at a state conference, maybe.
Yeah, general authority said
General
it.
authority
Yeah.
said that if you can't afford to eat, pay tithing. If it's eat or tithing, pay tithing.
Well, did you grow up with that type of
Yes.
rule about
Yeah,
tithing?
and we also grew up like eat or tithing, and it was always the church, and like I think we always live with like, okay, we can always give and you'll always receive,
Right.
Which is kind of the messaging that our family adopted on that, but we were we're in below poverty line.
Yeah.
and we
And
were
still
still
gave your
asked
money
to,
to
and
the
still
church.
asked to give the money to the church.
That
And
is
then
so wild.
obviously we got out when we were younger, but yeah, it's a part of it, which also. But I think it's also the lessons of abundance. But there's other ways to teach that. But.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the concept of tithing. I think it's a religious concept that we all, embrace, like to give back to your
Yeah.
community and to
Right.
God and for all of your many blessings. But, I was a single divorced mom, and I was supposed to pay tithing on my alimony. And it's like you're supposed to pay tithing on any increase that you get, and it's
like
not
Mormon tax.
It's Mormon tax, and you can't attend the temple or participate in the activities unless you are paying your tithing. So it's
Wow.
very much like a country club. Like if you want to see your children get married at the temple, you make sure that your tithing is paid
You're
in
in good
full.
standings.
In good standings.
how do they know what 10% is? Like, are you literally turning in your taxes?
That's what's interesting is a lot of people lie because they want to be esteemed as wealthier.
Right.
So like if you only made $10,000, you might go to your bishop and pay $2,000 so that he thinks you made $20,000.
Wow.
So people love to give their tithing because it's a status and ranking within the church, and it's not
Interesting.
begrudged. It's like, oh, I paid 50% tithing this year. It's a way to show your devotion to God, and because everyone counts it, it's like a way to like kind of hedge how much you actually make. So you could be impoverished and still pay the same amount of tithing because you don't want
Yeah.
anyone in the community to know that your finances are in free fall.
Do you think famous Mormons are treated differently?
I have heard. Well, I'm the first famous Mormon,
Right.
and I would say yes. I've heard this from John Dehlin and a couple like Mormon mentors that I have that have ex-Mormon mentors that have really guided me through the process, and they say that they don't excommunicate celebrities. Like they don't do anything that could bring negative publicity. Like if there's I'm just like, well, don't worry. I don't think my fans would care. But you know what I mean? Like if they were to say something mean about Brock, like it would be like, they would never, because they don't want, they're kind. And so I don't know, I know every single Mormon that was ever even famous at all, but they've all left the church now, but I know everyone that crossed paths at BYU. Like I could list them all.
Yeah.
I wrote a chapter for my second book just being like, let's talk about Mormons in reality TV.
Yes.
Because we do well on reality TV.
Literally.
I think because we understand what it is to be performative, to show up on Sunday and have been like, drinking the night before and miserable and just be like, brothers, sisters in the gospel, what a wonderful dinner party, So I think that we develop a skill set that, kind of gives us that emotional durability to go on TV and to take it in the teeth and Mormons are really good at being made fun of and kind of swallowing it and being self-deprecating about it. And you kind of have to have that durability if you're going to go, in public, on the public.
Yeah, we have
Television.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, obviously, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I feel like Utah is definitely just having a moment in the unscripted TV department with this. What would you want audiences to better understand about Utah life?
I think Secret Lives of Mormon Wives does a really good job of showing it. Salt Lake, we do a great job of showing the way Mormon women live that don't want to be acknowledged as Mormon,
Yeah.
that want to be like fancy. But Watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives has been really fascinating to me because they're so much more open about the things of the faith that I feel like in Salt Lake we just didn't really talk about, you know, like Lisa Barlow and I really fought about what it meant to be Mormon season 1. It was Mormon 2.0 versus Mormon, and like I wish that conversation kind of got squashed by the end of season 2. Like we don't fight about it anymore. We just were like agree to disagree. That's all I'll say.
And then I'll do a documentary, and then
and then I'll do a documentary, and we'll talk about it. No, but Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they're just like, yeah, my husband said I couldn't invite them to the party because they're drinking, you know, or my husband said this, and like that's the Mormonism I knew. So I felt very validated.
Yeah,
and like, just like. Yeah, I was right all along. Look at how they live. That's how we live. They're very much who I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And Whitney and Brittany,
Mm-hmm.
Bronwyn, like we all have touched on it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's in the water.
It's in the
And as
water.
you know, it's hard to, it's like black ink, you know?
I
It's hard
think,
to get out.
I think growing up, like especially for families, like it was the bright, like it was the happiness around it. It was like the getting together of the families. It was kind of like it was built on the pieces found within the family. You don't need external things to kind of bring light or happiness into the family. And I think that was something that also made it very kind of attractive for us.
Yeah.
Everything else is crazy outside, but
we're safe here.
we're safe in our family, and we can get together, and you know.
Yeah, we have like things like not of the world, like we're a peculiar people. We
Yeah.
stick to ourselves. Like we used to be very proud about that.
What was your favorite like family home evening game that you played with the family?
Oh, well, family home evening, my favorite game was, first of all, being in charge of the treat. You know how someone's in charge of the lesson, someone's in
Yep.
charge of the prayer, someone's in charge of the song. But like we, as a family, I'm trying to think what game we would always play. We played Mexican train a lot, dominoes. Did you guys ever do that?
No, tell us what that is.
So it's just like there's a little train at the center, and you like all build dominoes, and then once you get your domino line, you push the train and it choo-choos. But board games are like we do puzzles, Settlers of Catan, Monopoly, Life,
Always board
Clue, board games, and every Monday night is just for the family.
Game night.
So you're not allowed to go to soccer or dance or homework. You just sit home, game night, family night.
Okay.
And everything is surrounded by the church, you know?
We used to have, I remember this one because it was chocolate, but it was like a block of chocolate, and then we had oven mitts on, and then the person next to you would roll 2 dice, and if they rolled a double, then they get to take over and eat as much chocolate as they could with a knife and a fork, a block of chocolate.
Before the next person rolls
but
doubles.
oven mitts. And then you had to put the oven mitts on, or the person next is rolling their
Oh
dice.
my gosh,
and then
this
you had
is
to
bringing
try
back
and
so many
you had to
memories.
try and
Oh
eat
my
some
gosh.
chocolate.
Yes. Also, did you do the one where you had to spoon cotton balls into
Cotton
another
balls
bowl?
into them?
Yeah.
Oh, we do that at Christmas.
Exactly. We just decided to do it every week.
Once a year, once a week.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
to
how
each their
fun
own.
Mormons are. That's
that's
how
funny.
we do. Yeah.
So even with everything that you now know, have learned through the documentary and everything, you still have faith. You still believe in God.
Absolutely. Yeah. I absolutely believe in God. I do.
I don't think he does.
Well, I think it's not that I don't believe in God at all. I just believe in that I in the family. I believe in my family. I believe in us and trying to help everybody else out. Along my journey, I hope I do find God again. I do. I look forward to that.
You went to church last week.
That's it. I don't say no to it, but
Yeah.
I'm also kind of like, look, I think it's in my own hands.
Yeah, that's
treat
very
people.
common because our access to God was one specific way. And so if you cut off that path, it's really hard to picture a God that's not Mormon God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a religion that doesn't work that way. So for a long time, I mean, not a long time, I've only been years, but like I just pretended like I didn't believe in anything. But the truth is I believe in the universe. I believe in God. I don't believe in like white bearded Mormon God anymore.
Right.
But I absolutely believe in being spiritual and having religion and faith. And I think that there is good things in routine and family activities, you know, and having like on Sundays we do this. I just don't want to go to church for 3 hours and give 10% of my money and 40% of my time and then be told that whoever I am is unacceptable to whoever they want me to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing with just, raising this beautiful little sleeping angel over there. I want to introduce her to religion, spirituality, angels, heaven, all the things, but it's like, I don't know how. I was raised Catholic. You know, you go to church every Sunday, you do your baptism, first communion, confirmation, all of the things. I went to a private Catholic high school, and then I went to a Christian university, and I was like, oh, I don't ever want to go back to the Catholic Church. Like, this is way better. But do you have any tips for introducing religion of any sort to a child?
I mean, it's so hard because so much of my parenting was about teaching them about religion, you know?
Yeah.
Teaching them how to, you know, pray, how to look, how to act. This is what we do on, and I wanted it because it made me feel secure growing up. So I wanted them to feel like you can always pray to Heavenly Father. You have this community that loves you. You know, you have church, and like it made Christmas more special. It made Easter more special. It made they had a Father's blessing every year before school. Like all of these rituals that really did unite us as a family.
Yeah.
And kind of were little milestones for life. You know, if I didn't look back, like I cherished my blessing dress, my baptism dress, you know, when I was 12 and got to go to Young Women's, and I got a medallion of perfection or whatever, you know, like it's called personal progress medallion. But, you know, those things
YSL, Young Single
Yes,
Adult Corporates.
wait,
They
what?
call it different in New Zealand actually, but it's the we used to call it the MUA, the Mutual Improvement Association, and then they changed it to Young Women, YW, and
Wow.
Young Men.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Interesting.
Just let us have our
We
Mormon
just
fun.
we just always hung out with each other. We just
Yeah,
had
only
our
with each
cliques.
other.
It was this state, this ward, and you had this state events. Yeah, it lasted. Take back. I was in. That was when I did all my plays. To be fair, when I was in theater, I did all of the church,
like
the
the
church
road
plays.
shows
Yeah.
and the stuff that the church would put on.
Yeah.
We grew up practically the same way, which is beyond. He's in New Zealand,
Yeah.
and I was in Salt Lake City, and like we played the same games on Monday nights.
Yeah.
It is
That's
a
pretty
cult
cool.
of personality that is like we could go to dinner and talk for like 10 hours and no one would know what we were even talking about. You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
think-
just such a common experience, which is why I think it's fun to like have people come out of the woodwork that grew up Mormon and be like, hey, me too, me too, me too.
I know. I'm like, him and I could not have been raised more differently. He's the youngest of 5, raised on a farm, Mormon in New Zealand, and I was an only child for 12 and a half years just outside of LA.
That is crazy.
I know.
So how are you going to like address religion? It's so hard because you want her to have the beautiful white dress, but you don't want her to be indoctrinated with all the BS.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like we never did a baptism or a blessing. She doesn't have godparents. It is different to how I grew up. But it's like the older I've gotten and after because there's bad stuff in the Catholic Church as well,
everybody's
obviously.
got stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The priest who I used to do the teen mass, I would stand up, I would do all the scripture readings. I loved reading out loud as a kid. So the audiobook making the New York Times bestselling list, I was like,
Best
that's
time
for
of
little
the- yes.
Scheana. I'm like,
I love that too.
stood
I am
up
the
every
same, yeah.
Sunday at church at teen mass, and then Father was caught in Mexico with the altar boys, and then he just never came back. And I'm like, that was my dude, you
That
know?
was your
I mean,
guy. You were right there next to him. And
I
had
just
no idea.
and so I'm like, oh, I'm never raising my kids Catholic, but I mean, it's just religion in general, you know? And then watching this, seeing just how dark.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
So it's one thing I'm struggling with. Like literally last night she was in the bath and my mom, I'm packing. My mom was trying to wash her hair and she goes, no, I just want to play for a minute. But the way she said it, my mom goes, wait, you want to pray? And she goes, pray? She goes, I said play. And she goes, what's pray? And my mom's like, well, you know, if you want to like pray to your angels or Jesus or whatever. She's like, I just want to play. And I was like, okay. But I'm like,
I mean, look, I think to help answer that, we're dealing with little kids. They're 4. Once they figure
I
out
know,
life
but
as
we
it comes
also
through, you have
are
to lead
looking
by
at-
example. That's how I think religion is indoctrinated
But one of the
for a
schools
kid.
we're looking at, it's Episcopalian. They do chapel every day, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of like that to start your day with a little song and lesson and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, well, if she goes to this school, that's a way to kind of introduce it as well. But we
And
have to
keep
do
your
that at
hands clean
home.
A little bit. Like, is that what they said? Well, how do you
Right.
feel about that?
Yeah.
Because
And
it
then it's
doesn't
like
come from your own
Christmas is
mouth.
coming
Yes.
up. It's Jesus' birthday. And
Yeah.
it's like, who's Jesus? And you're just like, so many questions. She's in the question stage
Yeah.
where she just wants to ask questions about everything and I don't have the answers. I'm like, I don't know. What do you think?
You know what? You do have the answers. You do. You just have to like think not was what have I been told to think, but like really what is special about Christmas? Like it kind of strips it all away. And I'm like, I used to say to my kids, like, if you don't believe in Santa, then you don't believe there'll be any presents under the tree. Like I would really like put so much pressure on like this blind belief.
Yeah.
But I think there's just much more nuance in figuring it out alongside your kids.
Well, they've also helped you out with that one called Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, Elf on a Shelf is how the presents get.
So that's kind of a great way to kind of segue about that and remind you it brings the family together, mom and dad at night. What are we going to do for this elf this day?
It's the most pressure you'll ever experience as a parent.
I have seen
Elf on the Shelf
literally, and I've seen some gnarly ones recently of parents that I'm like, you are scarring your children. It was like, well, you touched the elf, you took its magic away, and it was just like chicken wing bones.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It was a straight chicken carcass, but like
they're like shouldn't have touched the elf.
Touched it.
Yeah, because you have to have your special magic gloves.
But those magic gloves. Yeah. Well, I got caught like early morning, 4 a.m. like adding like a tiny detail to make it special on the elf, and like my middle daughter Georgia walked out and saw it, and like that scarred me for life. Her face like. Like, are you? And I said, no. She dropped her wand. I picked it up. I didn't touch her. And I just flung it back onto her.
Oh my gosh.
She wakes up every morning. Scheana's it's been on Scheana's Instagram every morning, and she loves it. She writes letters to Alf throughout the whole year. She misses him. Now we've got a girl Alf, so it's great. And that's, I think, in time when we get to those conversations, but I think it's just teaching her how to be kind, how to have empathy for people, and just, I think we start there and then allow religion to find its way back to both of us.
We'll figure it out.
But just be good.
Not over this break.
It's kind of like the Christmas spirit is kind of what religion is, you know, like doing good to all men and feeling joy and believing in magic and believing in each other. And I kind of, that's my new religion. Christmas all year long.
All right, here we go.
Christmas every day.
Right? Okay, one more quick little break and we'll be right back. And if you're looking to do something for yourself, if there's something you've always been wanting to do online, something you want to sell, a website, however you want to design it, then I recommend you check out Squarespace, because this podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. So I have personally used this when I'm either selling merch, my vinyls. I've done not only my website, but also Squarespace payments, and it has just made it so easy for me. So Squarespace payments is the easiest way to manage your payments all in one place with Squarespace. Onboarding, it's fast, it's simple. It's like you can get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, you can give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like Apple Pay, Afterpay, ClearPay, ACH Direct Debit, and Klarna. Basically, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs who want to stand out and succeed online. So whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place and all on your terms. Head to squarespace.com/goodasgold for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use Good as Gold to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, back to the documentary. So in Surviving Mormonism, you revealed that 3 days into your marriage, you realized you and your ex weren't compatible. Looking back, what do you wish you could tell that version of yourself?
Just get out, get divorced, just start over, clean slate it, free him, free yourself. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
That's hard to say when you have 3 beautiful children that are your everything, obviously, but it just wasn't an option for me. And so I would have told myself, there's another path. There's another man. Maybe you don't get married, but that the reality of not being married was just like too much of a horror that it was just like, well, I got one. I got to make this one work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Congressman Robert Garcia. So he had you remember the receipts, proof, timeline, fucking everything? Yeah, he had famously worked your quote into an impassioned speech on the Congress floor, which so cool whenever something like that, makes it that way.
Crosses over like that. Yeah. It's really cool.
Was also recently on Watch What Happens Live and said he could see you as a politician one day. Is that something you would ever explore?
No.
Go.
Have you heard my mouth? Like, I am so unfiltered, and I put my foot in it every day. And like, I give zero fucks about politics. Like, I just don't. I want to like try to do good and be impassioned and be an advocate and be an ally. But the politics world of it is just so swampy to me, and I really respect and love what he does, and I love that he quoted me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rep. Garcia. But I leave that to the people that are much smoother and well-versed than I am.
Okay. Gotcha. Can we do a little?
I'll throw money toward it, but I don't want it.
Yeah.
If you would you ever do any type of political movement?
Are you kidding?
I would president.
I'm just. It's just.
Do you know what kind? No.
No,
I'm not even gonna. No.
No?
No.
I'm going to New Zealand and I'm going to be a mayor of a town back home. That's for
I'd
sure.
vote for you.
Yo,
To be mayor of any town.
I'm making New Zealand great again.
That
That's where
I
I'm
could
going.
see. Yes, I could see you absolutely doing that for me.
Not prime minister, but just
No,
like
no,
of
no.
the city, just to have enough say to be like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
go.
and just when you walk in, everyone is like stands up a little bit. It's
I
exciting.
have big plans for New Zealand.
It's exciting. Love New Zealand.
Okay, so we only have a few minutes left while this angel naps. But I want to do some rapid fire because I have so many questions I've been dying to ask you. I'm also behind on Salt Lake right now.
I'll catch you up. I'll catch you up. And whatever you need.
Perfect. Okay, so rapid fire, quick answers, whatever comes to mind first. You don't have to go deep unless you want to. Okay. Meredith on the plane. Do we think we will ever get the full story of what went down? Like, producers were there, right? Why didn't anyone record?
Tune into Reunion. We address it for 15 hours.
Perfect.
Damn. Okay, great.
Just like the
12 hours. My math is terrible.
Yeah,
It's okay.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Their reunion, they filmed for 12 hours and edited it into one.
Because they cut everything
Like,
out.
it was
It's
just
be-
so
it-
like, I don't know why they're filming a reunion while still filming a season.
They're still filming.
So they're filming season 4 as they did the season. They filmed their seasons in like, it's one
They
chunk,
batch it
but they
out.
break
Batch
it
it?
in 2.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. And I think,
not a real reunion then.
exactly. I think for them, if you're doing that, and then they can't have, closure or
any
Then
resolve.
don't do the
Because
reunion.
then it's like,
just
well,
go
wait
back
for
to the
next
next season.
season.
Just
It's
go
like-
next season. Just run it.
Yeah, and stop copying Housewives. You don't need to have a reunion.
Yeah,
do your
right?
own thing.
Yeah,
Have a
I would
carnival.
recommend them just to do every other year, have a reunion where they stop filming so they can have that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you have to have a break.
Otherwise, you
and you have
gotta-
to hear what everyone's saying about you. That's the whole purpose of reunion, right?
I mean,
You know, to like tie it all together and
Yes.
hold
Not
everyone
to
accountable
cut
for
half
their
of it out because it's
confessionals.
storyline for the next season. It's
Yeah.
just like, it didn't make sense.
No, our reunion,
haven't watched it, but
we cover it and we go through it and we address that specific
Okay.
question multiple times. And because we just filmed it, you got to tune in. It's in a few weeks. It'll all come
see,
out.
this type of filming schedule makes sense.
right? No, totally.
Thank you,
Bravo
production.
makes sense.
Bravo.
Yes.
Bravo
After
to Bravo.
Bravo,
Yes,
bravo,
bravo.
bravo, bravo.
Brittany said the plane incident was only the 6th worst thing in her life. Do you think anything with Jared made the top 5?
I believe, yes, it did, because at her cabaret show, she threw a little diss to Jared. He was in the audience when I was there, and I think she labeled that as the 4th or 5th.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you were absolutely right. Jared made the top
Top
6.
5.
Yeah.
Yep, top 6. Okay. Does Lisa Barlow have global entry?
She didn't on that trip. And my understanding is that if you have global entry, you universally have global entry.
Yes, you do.
So I mean, I don't know people's TSA access, but she has no reason to not qualify.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not believe she has it.
Okay. Has Meredith ever seen Crazy Rich Asians?
Not the ending. not any, and not I would say not past the midpoint.
Pet fish as party favors, yes or absolutely not?
I say absolutely yes. Sorry, I mean yes, because I kept that beta for like 6 months and we loved it. And it's just fun to like, it's like a birthday party favor. Like you never get to go home with a live fish.
Right.
Unless you're 10 years old.
You're
So
going
I
home
love-
with a responsibility.
Yeah, but it's very
It's a
small.
fish.
And betas can like eat their own flesh, I think. Like they're fine. They live in like
No,
this
beta
much
fish,
water.
you can't keep them in. I mean, they have to be by themselves.
Yeah.
There was well, back in the day, it's wild. You can keep this in or not. But like if I talk to a girl and she's like, I got a boyfriend, I'm like, oh, I got a pet fish, and they'll be like, what? I was like, oh, I just thought we were talking about things that don't matter.
That's funny.
I'm using that line. I love it.
The colonial party, iconic. Bravo loves a themed party, you know?
Yes.
What has been your favorite themed party over the years?
I mean, honestly, that Boston Tea Party was insane. It felt like being like on a set of Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I loved it. That's going to have to take the cake. Although I did love our Pioneer bonnet luncheon where we like churned our own butter.
You guys do a good
Yeah.
job.
Made like the corncob dolls
Yeah.
and wore bonnets. So those would be my top two.
Okay, love it. I do have to say that while I can empathize with Bronwyn not wanting to talk about Todd's, alleged indiscretions, your comments around the hilarity and absurdity of the whole thing, Todd was making out farting. Also completely valid. I feel like after this season, though, we maybe need to send Bronwyn some cherries, or maybe some like Beano for Todd.
She has earned like a gross amount of cherries, like 144, a lot of maraschino cherries that she just can have at her leisure to eat. And maybe some Febreze for dealing with Todd. Maybe a little air freshener. I don't know.
Poor guy.
A care package for Bronwyn. Thoughts and prayers.
Okay, don't hate me for asking this, but can't help myself. Your former friend, castmate Jen Shah, had her prison release date moved up. Any thoughts? Have you
I think
heard
it's
from her?
today. I've heard
Oh,
it was
shit.
today. Yeah.
Have you heard from her?
No. I wasn't one of the first calls she made. So
she had
Would
one
you
call, wasn't it?
reconnect?
I don't think so. I think that chapter is closed for both of us.
Yeah.
And Andy said she's not coming back. So Salt Lake is small, but, we've been able to avoid people in Salt Lake that we haven't wanted to see.
Yeah.
Me personally and other people. So I don't think we'll cross paths.
Okay, good. Love Hotel.
Yes.
What's your message to potential suitors who might be on the fence about applying and putting up that part of their life on reality TV?
Okay. So this is the interesting thing. Like I have not been asked to be on Love Hotel.
Oh, really?
I've not been on Love Hotel. They voted and said they wanted to see me one day on Love Hotel.
We do.
Well, okay. And I would say to potential suitors, like, sign up.
Do it.
Like, fill it out, do all the paperwork, be vetted. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But also just living in a hotel with, like, Portia
Yes.
for, like, 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, who else did they say was going to go? Sonia?
Uh-huh.
Like, if it was me, Sonia, Portia, and, like, some other fun housewife, we would
And
have
would
to
there
Wait,
be
wait,
men and
yeah,
women
yeah,
if Portia
run me.
was going in?
Well, I don't know. I feel like Portia's just going to keep Love Hotel strictly men.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, that I was on that girls' trip with Portia in Thailand, and a psychic said that there's lesbianism in her future, and we all cried
Stop.
laughing, and so did Portia, and that was 4 years ago. So
Here we are.
I'm open to the
There we go.
ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
of her
I love
life.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. How many people did Mary say died in 2003 in the heat wave that led to the best grapes of all time?
I feel like she said 3,000 people died.
5,600.
Oh my gosh, Scheana. My
So-
numbers. Give me a trivia that's not numbers.
I mean, that's just what the facts say.
5,600
And it
people
says,
died.
though actual estimates range from around 20,000 to over 70,000 across Europe, with France particularly hard hit with around 14,000 plus
And what
deaths.
season was this for the grape? What wine was this?
This is 2003.
2003. Dom Perignon. Oh, the Dom.
But you guys think of that. 2003. That's not like ancient times. That
No.
was in our lifetime. That
Yeah,
just
I was
20
in college.
Yeah, what's going on? I didn't hear
I mean,
about
yeah,
this death
what,
wave.
It's probably. I mean, there's probably 50,000 deaths. How many deaths a year in America?
I don't know.
It's a lot.
But from Dom Perignon?
That's
Like,
crazy.
From the
and they
vineyard?
still,
From the
we
area?
still drink it was the heat wave
Yes.
that created the grapes that killed
Correct.
the people.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll drink it. I'll drink it. I thought it was for some reason poisonous champagne, and that was turning me off. No, you're right.
Yeah.
I got it. Story straight.
The grapes.
We're clear.
Yeah.
All right, so
Not the
every
Don.
week on Scheananigans, we name a jack's hole and we give flowers.
Okay.
So the jack's hole, I am making the dad from part 3 of the documentary.
Yeah.
He is more than a jack's hole. He needs to just...
I mean, we should let the viewers know this jackshole of a man abused his daughters for decades, and they recorded him admitting to all of it, and hearing the way the church dealt with him and protected him and provided for him is worth enough to watch. If you
Yeah.
tune in for episode 3 just to see this man and hear his voice and hear his indignance, it's like compelling television.
Yeah.
And for the older daughter to say that she kept letting it happen so he wouldn't do it to someone else just gave me chills to be like, I'm so strong, I can take it, so like he doesn't do it to someone else or my little sister.
Her little sister.
Oh, I just got chills again. But this week, my flowers are going to go to you, Heather,
Yeah.
for just your absolute fearlessness in taking on some of the most powerful institutions in the country. You know, just using your voice to advocate for people who have been silenced, dismissed, or just deeply harmed by it. I just think it is absolutely incredible what you're doing. You are so much more than an idiot housewife. You are not an idiot at all. And what you're doing with this documentary, you know, it isn't just storytelling, it's truth telling. And it's exposing the systems that have protected abusers, failed victims, and just taught generations to shrink themselves for the sake of image. And I think it takes a different kind of bravery to confront something that shaped literally your entire life, your family, your community, and still, you know, to choose to stand in the light and say this isn't right. Like, you should be very, very proud of yourself for what you're doing. Just showing survivors, you know, that they matter, their stories matter, they deserve space, and they're not alone. And I just think you are an incredible woman in so many ways. And this documentary just made me love you even more. So.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
but
so much.
thank you for joining us
Thank you
today.
for having
We finally
me.
did it in New York too.
I know,
Okay,
babe. We're so
everybody.
cool.
Right? I was like, I'll come to Salt Lake. You're like, I'll come to
Vegas
LA.
New
And
York. Yeah, we made this happen.
here we are in New York. So if you guys have not already, check it out. 3-part series, Surviving Mormonism on Peacock. New episodes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We got the reunion coming up
Yes.
soon. Can't wait.
Best season ever.
Yes.
So
Well
tune
done,
in.
No,
ladies.
it is
Well done.
so good. And this was great. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
For
guys.
this all